This can't be right. Lenny, check this out.
Oh yeah? Okay, I'm coming. What is it? Now, we've never done retail arbitrage before, but today we took a camera out into a few stores and recorded everything we did.
Over the course of 5 hours, we went to Walmart, Target, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, and Costco. We probably ended up scanning over 100 products, but came away with a few that we're now reselling on Amazon for a significant profit. So let's now dive into the footage, beginning with the first store we visited, Walmart.
Here we are, the big, I don't know what, I actually don't know what that is. Is that a sun?
It looks like a sun.
All right, let's do this.
All right, let's scan this guy. Where's the barcode? Open up the app here. Yeah, there's 7 offers for $26.99. The eligibility, we can sell this product. Let's see just how much we would make, because how heavy do you think this is? Okay, so we would have a net proceed of $14.61 minus the price of
$16.88.
Okay, we lose money. So
okay,
let's not sell this guy. It's probably because it's too heavy. Maybe we'll see what Matthew McConaughey's selling for. So we could buy it for $17.92 and it's restricted. Oh, they're getting us with these clearance stickers. We can't get to the barcode there.
This is a very empty looking trolley.
We tried.
We did try.
All right, so as you saw, we were running around Walmart for a while and didn't find a single product that we're now selling. Primarily because everything looked like it was on sale. That was probably our toughest challenge, is finding the products that were heavily
actually
discounted.
on sale.
Exactly. Yeah. They all had these like red sale tags, and you look closer, it's the exact same price on the actual price tag. So it just made it super hard for us to find the deals. Now, as a quick tip, there are 2 sections to look through. Yep. There's the clearance items and there's the rollback items. Clearance is typically with a yellow tag, and then rollback items is typically with a red tag or huge signs. We did look through there, unfortunately just didn't find anything.
Yeah. The products that we did find, typically in those sections that Jake mentioned, the discount just wasn't great enough to make it profitable to sell. So we did find some products that were cheaper in Walmart than they were on Amazon, but we were typically looking to send them in via FBA. So by the time you added in those FBA fees and then you allowed a couple of dollars for shipping per unit, you wouldn't make any profit. So those were the cons. Ultimately, would we recommend Walmart? Yes, even though we didn't have heaps of luck, I think it probably still is a good store to visit because there is so much there and a lot of it is quite cheap. But what I would recommend is having a bit of an idea of what you're looking for ahead of time. Looking online and trying to pinpoint what types of products that you're wanting to scan specifically is probably your best bet to make the most of your time at Walmart. So where did we head to after that?
TJ Maxx.
All right, TJ Maxx.
TJ Maxx.
TJ Maxx. Mitts, barbecue stuff.
We actually would earn almost close to $6 there. Fortunately, there's just 2 here, but that's actually not a bad Little profit right there. Throw it in the cart.
Okay, yes, we've got something in the cart.
Like what they're doing in these stores is they're putting these over the barcode. It's like they're using their barcode, nothing comes up. But when you find the actual barcode, see? If the actual barcodes, it would be underneath there. But they're hiding it. This can't be right. Lenny, check this out.
Oh yeah? What is it?
So if it's the right size, this is selling for $3 on clearance, but the offer lowest price is $23.99.
Oh wow.
Wow, wait a second, let's see. So there's 2 here. Okay, we're making $13 just with the cost of purchase, not shipping. If we factor in, another $3 to play it safe for shipping, we're making $10 there.
Maybe we put it in the...
Yeah, is there only one of them?
Best luck I've had so far, there's a dog bed, which is like selling for about $50 on Amazon. It's about $25 here. Thinking that was a good idea, but by the time you look at the FBA fees, it was like $22. So and then you add in shipping and then you're at a loss. So it's crazy the difference between the price in store and online, but those FBA fees can still kind of chew that up.
I've scanned everything. Scanning it all. Got a hair dryer here for $26. On Amazon, the lowest price is $74. Okay, well, we definitely got a good one here. So $30 profit.
Oh my gosh, okay.
Without shipping, but like we said,
even if it was like $10 or something, it's like...
Let's just go worst case scenario and throw $10 on there. We're still making $20 on just one of these.
Wow.
All right, so as you saw, we had much better luck at TJ Maxx. We got these 3 products, these mitts, a baking sheet, and a curling iron. What we found at TJ Maxx was it was so much easier to find the discounts.
Yes.
So this was primarily due to the fact that the tags were labeled very easy for us. So they say here, compare at the price and the discount underneath it. So this made it so much easier for us to find the deals. That was the starting point, and then we used the Amazon seller app to really confirm how much we can sell it for on Amazon. But that was huge because we were able to use that as our North Star, and that really saved us a lot of time.
Definitely.
So another thing too, though, is there were no clearance racks, unlike Walmart, where we did see a clearance and rollback like bins, or not bins, sections. There weren't any of that at TJ Maxx, but again, I think these price tags being as simple as they were, that was the benefit we got there, but no clearance or rollback bins there at TJ Maxx.
Yeah. Another section that we went to was the shoe section.
Yeah.
However, we didn't have as much luck there as we had hoped because the shoes didn't have boxes with them. So we didn't really have any way to scan the barcodes to see if that product was on Amazon.
Yeah.
And then the other con just overall with TJ Maxx is that there was just a limited number of most items.
Yeah.
So ideally, if we found something that had a discount on it, we'd want to be able to like purchase maybe 5 or 10 or a good number of those products. However, we only found 1 of this item. However, we did find 2 of the mitts there. So that's one con of TJ Maxx. But overall, I think it was pretty good.
Yeah, definitely. Now, we went to Target right after that, so let's see now if we had any luck there.
All right, what do we got? Okay, so lots of Target brands. Come on, we need some more clearance and sale items. So we are looking at things specifically that are on sale, but it's tricky to find the barcode. And that one is not on Amazon. Alrighty, I think we've tapped out Target.
Fortunately.
All right, so we found a few little challenges at Target. First up, there weren't really any clearance aisles that we could find. There were little sections here and there, but not as many as we were hoping. And then all the products that we were scanning, we were just finding again that the gap between the cost of the product and how much we could sell it on Amazon was just too slim to make a profit. Yeah. I remember also that we were scanning a lot of products that were sold by target companies, and we were discovering that there are a lot of target brands that just weren't on Amazon. Yeah. And there are also a whole bunch of items that we scanned that required approval to list. So a few little challenges there at Target.
Now, if you're going to Target to do retail arbitrage, we would still recommend at least checking it out. If you are going, look for the yellow clearance tags. That's what we used. So if you go in there, a lot of the items on the end caps especially will have that little yellow clearance tag. Those are good ones to scan and see if they're worth selling. All right, so the next store we then went to is Marshall's, similar to TJ Maxx. So let's see how much luck we had there.
So it's $60 and it's selling for like almost $100. Look at this. Oh, crap, price approval.
Damn it.
Maybe it's like these big brands, Adidas. This one's got a good BSR, 22.
Wow.
4,000 reviews. So yeah, $20 price point here.
Nice.
The lowest FBA offer is $46. Added in that $5 for shipping.
Yep.
Again, I think we can drive that down with shipping a bunch of stuff in at once.
Yeah, the more that we buy, it should drive all the price down.
Yeah, put that in there. Awesome. No. All right, so that one would be $29.99 and selling for $65 with FBA. Now the one thing here to note is the sales rank is in 7 million, so I don't know if it's gonna sell that well, but let's look at how much we could make. We're gonna make at least 20 bucks, it looks like.
But that's like a good margin on that.
It's a really good margin.
So it could be a maybe.
Yeah, it's out to the bin. I think I got a good one here. There's a big clearance rack over there. So this guy's $20.
Yep.
So BSR is under 100,000, 300 reviews. If you look at the top offers, they're all around $60 for FBA. We're gonna make at least $20 profit.
Wow.
So I think that's
insane.
Yeah, BSR is under 100,000, so it's 83,000. So we'll make at least $20 on this.
That's crazy.
Curling wand. Okay.
Thank you. You too.
Okay, so at Marshall's, we did find a product, only one. So I would say with Marshall's now, is very similar to TJ Maxx. There were a lot of deals and the price tags made it super simple. If you can see here, there is a price tag that says compare to, and that was basically the discounted price and the higher price that we were buying it from. That one was actually compare at $40 and we bought it at $20. So right away, it was super easy to find the discounts there.
Yeah.
I will say too, also, they did have a few clearance racks that we were to find on the back walls. That was really helpful. That's where we found this item. So if you are going to Marshall's, as opposed to TJ Maxx, that's a really good place to check is the clearance rack. Also, as opposed to TJ Maxx, they did have boxes on their shoes. So this made it super easy for us to scan the UPC barcodes there and see the cost differences. The only reason we didn't actually purchase any shoes and start selling them is because we noticed the BSRs, the bestseller rank, was really high and they really weren't selling well. There weren't really any reviews, or it just seemed like a challenge to sell the product. Yeah. But there was a lot of profit margins there with shoes, so I would check out shoes if you go to Marshall's.
Yeah, I'd say the main con with Marshall's is, again, similar to TJ Maxx. They just didn't have multiple quantities for a lot of these items. So if you did find something that had a good profit margin, it was generally just one item or one or two. And of course, in our case, we only found the one there. So that's the main downside to Marshall's. Yeah. But overall, we would definitely recommend it. For us, it was like right up there with TJ Maxx. And like Jake said, it's particularly good for shoes. All right, so after Marshall's, we went to Costco. Let's see how we went. When can you you buy a 10, 20 pack or something and then send them in as single units?
I wonder, you'd have to maybe sell it not new, like new, but you probably could, absolutely.
Right. Okay, so we're looking at this 2-pack of Gorilla Tape, and we can buy it for like $13. It sells on Amazon for $31. Let's say it's about $3 shipping to Amazon. You can get about $3.50 per unit here. We're here at Costco. We can get a whole bunch of them. They're like relatively inexpensive up front. That's like the great thing about Costco and something to kind of keep in mind.
All right, so unfortunately, we didn't find anything at Costco, primarily because a lot of the stuff we found there were specifically packaged for these big box stores like Costco and Sam's Club.
Yeah.
So their SKUs weren't necessarily on Amazon for us to sell without creating our own listing and probably requesting permission to sell those products. So that was a con of Costco. Another con here is that the discounted items, like the really, really big discounts we found, were on huge products. Things like swing sets and TVs and really expensive items where it would take us a lot of money initially to buy them, and then it'd be super, super expensive to sell it, ship it into Amazon, and even store it in Amazon's FBA warehouses. So those are two really big cons that we found at Costco.
Yeah, I'd say maybe one of the pros was that there was just lots of stock of all the items.
Yes.
And there were a few items where we found that we were able to make a small profit. So whilst you couldn't make a huge amount of profit per unit, you could make it up with the quantity. So if you did find anything that you could sell, at least you've got lots of stock there, unlike TJ Maxx and Marshall. So that's one pro to keep in mind there.
Yeah. Also, just like a little pro tip here, when sourcing around Costco, on the price tags there, you're gonna see an asterisk on the top right corner of some of these price tags. A lot of times that means they're running low on their inventory and they've discounted it further. It's just not displayed there on the price tag how much they're discounting it. Also, if a price ends in 97, that also means they've discounted it as well.
So to sum up, we visited 5 stores, but we found all of our products from TJ Maxx and Marshalls. All right, so once we had our products, the next step was to list them on Amazon. So we chose to do this directly inside of the seller app, and we decided to go with FBA in order to give us the best chance of winning the buy box. For each product, in terms of the pricing, we decided to price our products right around the lowest priced FBA offer for each of the listings.
Exactly. And then next up now, we have to create our shipping plan and get these products sent into Amazon because we're using FBA. So because we had more than one SKU, we sent everything into one large box using the individual packaging type. We then printed out the SKU labels and attached them to each product. We also had to measure and weigh the box and input that information directly into Seller Central. And then we printed out the box labels and attached it as well. Then we went ahead through the workflow and chose Amazon's SPD delivery service as opposed to LTL because everything was in one box and not on a pallet. So if you want to learn how to send your products into Amazon, watch this next video for a complete step-by-step tutorial for creating a shipping plan.
Good, let's try one.
Oh God, okay, good call. We're at our supplier's warehouse, Walmart. Should we get like a team stretch in?
Por favor, no toque el aparato.